His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coma today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came, he also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Bad person, George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
When he came to bury his son, wherever he came back with his divorce paper, because no man should come to you and you don't ask him for divorce paper. So I saw the divorce paper with the red seal, dated, I think, June 2015. The date is in this paper. We got married. We got married on July 29, 2015. Rachel's birthday is July 27. And we're trying to get married on her birthday, but because, you know, you have to apply and the people give you what available. So we got married in Delaware County, July 29, 2015. So we've been married for over 10 years. So we moved down to West Virginia. He fast forward, he went down to the Rhode Island. He was coming back and forth. So now he decided, you know, he would handle all the immigration papers. I'm busy with my job. I'm busy with the military. At the same time, I'm busy with the CDC campaign. At the time, you know, I was the DMV chapter for the CDC. We're busy about, you know, moving the 10 Unity Party to put in a new government. So I'm busy, I'm back and forth. He handling all these papers. When I look, he start changing addresses. I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to the girls, you know, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Kun. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the U.S. His parents are dead. My father knew his dad. They were friends. And I got to know his family. But my dad was friends with his father, sister to a Nigerian man. And nowhere in my family I got Nigerian. Nowhere. My father was friends with his dad. They were friends. No, they are not related. It's not true.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon to every one of you. Thank you that you join us for the show. You know it, Real Talk. We go real, against no one, against no country, harboring grudge against no one, but doing what is right as stakeholders for and on behalf of the Republic of Liberia, because we are all Liberians. This is no one's personal property. It's another day. Yes, it's real. We go real. On this 29th day of December 2025, the reign of Judah Christopher. I'm Sam Andrews. As always, Sam Andrews. We are grateful to God to be back again after a full weekend from a full week. We can't help but bless God, who kept watch over us and is still keeping watch over us and will continue to keep watch over us, because he is that good God. He is the God who knows what Kings 88.5 is doing to make his society, his culture better. So he is with us. Though they try everything and anything, but God is leading us through. It may say in a thread, it may say in death, it may say in whatsoever. But just like the psalmist assure us, God assure us through the psalmist, though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, just a valley. The threat is just a shadow. Whatever, just a shadow. We face the reality. Another day again, we are on. Thank you all for coming on. We appreciate all of you great people. Yes, it's because of you we make this sacrifice. And It is unto you to give us the moral boost. Good people. Yes. So before we get started, we are back again, 1 full week ahead of us. We will continue to sound like a broken record. Please accept it. The King Support Basket is still with you. It's the weekend. We left it with you. I know the number. We left it with you. So you are still in charge of it. And keep protecting it, keep manning it. At the same time, keep parenting and sustaining it. Yeah. 0555 885 885 0777 017 885. Keep holding on to the basket, protect the basket, sustain the basket. It is deep and wide. It doesn't get filled, but it is appreciative. So it is with you. It is with you. Keep protecting the box. Moreover, our partners are giving out money today as usual, 5,000 Liberian dollars, called the King's Cash Giveaway. 5,000. You want to start playing? It's 24/7 play. You can play just anytime, 24/7, non-stop. Keep playing. Anytime. Anybody can announce a draw. Any announcer can come in once you hit the threshold, can announce or call you. It can be now. It can be in 30 minutes from now. It can be an hour. Just anytime. Just anytime. It's 24/7. 24/7. That's the option you have. Non-stop playing. You don't have to wait for a specific show before you can play. Why that is unto you. Just so you know, you can play anytime, any day, anywhere. You just can't stop playing. Just play as many times as you can. And anybody can call you. Anybody. Once you hit the threshold, our partners will indicate, and somebody can walk from outside, just get on the air, call you to tell you that you got 5,000 in your account, and then you check there, you see truly you have 5,000. So continue playing. It's 5,000 today, Monday, and you are playing 50, Liberian dollars. Yes, it's 50. Yeah, small money, man. Just small. More than small. Yeah? More than small for 5,000. 5,000 substantial amount. Too great an amount to let go. Yeah? So play as many times as you can. We'll keep reminding you the season is over. You spend everything you had. Everything you had, you spend it on a Christmas. Christmas can lead people. Christmas can cause people to get broke. Bad way. So our partners are giving out 5,000 throughout. So you can get something to recover your finished. Many of you don't have a dime. It's not easy. So play the King's Cash Giveaway. It's 5,000. And then just dial star 799 star 24 hash. That's all. Star 799 star 24 hash. It's 5,000 up for your wallet or your account. The Economic Freedom Fighters has criticized Nigeria for failing to assert its sovereignty after approving a U.S. military strike against Islamic State militants. In a statement, the EFF expressed alarm that Nigeria did not challenge Washington's intervention, warning that such acceptance sets a dangerous precedent and reinforces a narrative that African governments can be pressured by foreign powers. Nigeria's government, however, defended its decision, saying the operation was authorized following extensive intelligence gathering, operational planning, and reconnaissance. The EFF maintains that the move undermines Nigeria's autonomy and could embolden future external interventions on the African continent. The United Kingdom has stopped fast-track visa processing services for nationals of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Senior decision makers and VIPs from the DR Congo will also be stripped of preferential migration rules. The UK cited the DRC alleged poor cooperation in running illegal migrants. In November, the Home Office warned the DRC, Angola, and Namibia will face visa penalties if cooperation did not improve on taking back failed asylum seekers and foreign offenders. Somalia and the African Union have rejected Israel's recognition of Somaliland as an independent state. Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991 and has pushed for international recognition for decades, with President Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi making it a top priority since taking office last year. Israel announced Friday that it views Somaliland as an independent and sovereign state, prompting Somalia to call the decision a deliberate attack on its sovereignty that will undermine regional peace. The African Union also said the move sets a dangerous precedent with far-reaching implications for peace and stability across the continent. A village in Sokoto State, close to where United States airstrikes bombed militants, is still trying to recover from the attacks. A BBC team with rear access traveled as close as possible to the affected areas in the northwest of Nigeria. Residents say they have been terrorized by the Islamic militants for years, enforcing strict rules on how they should live and punished them or those who disobey. The BBC Marco Okofoji reports from Nigeria.
U.S. says missiles launched from a naval vessel in the Gulf of Guinea hit militant camps in Sokoto State, northwest Nigeria. U.S. and Nigerian officials say the group is linked to Islamic State. This is Nukuru village, a village kilometers away from where the U.S. airstrikes landed. This is the closest and safest we've been able to get to the site of the blast. People who live here are so terrified. They can barely admit the presence of Lakurawa, a group terrorizing communities here in Sokoto and in Kebbi for many years.
There is so much uncertainty in this area because we cannot live freely. You can't even play music on your phone. They will not only confiscate it, but they will also punish you.
Now with us, big boys with us over. Meanwhile, follow us. You come and wait inside this bush here.
I traveled from Sokoto City to Nukuru. The journey is dangerous. It requires multiple security advisory and armed escorts. Nukuru is a small village in a mountainous terrain. People here live in mud houses with thatched roofs. Villagers are afraid to speak, but some say they are forced to pay levies to Lakurawa militants in exchange for protection. On Christmas night, they heard an unfamiliar sound.
When it came, there was a loud sound below and above. It hit two places. Then there was fire. Our doors and roofs were shaken. Old roofs were torn. We couldn't sleep because everywhere was shaking.
The US missile hit near their homes. Some say they saw the fighters escaping the strike.
It seems they were devastated. We were afraid too. They were not carrying any dead person. They just carried some luggage. They came in about 15 motorcycles. We knew they are Lakurawa because of their dressing.
The US says the strike was deadly, but has not released casualty figures. Villagers say they have not seen or heard any militants killed or wounded. Residents say Lakurawa fighters have crossed into Nigeria from neighboring Niger for years, using the barely governed border near Sokoto State. It remains unclear whether the strike has brought the relief residents had hoped for. On the ground, the true impact of the operation is difficult to measure.
That's the BBC. Marco Ofokoji on the aftermath of the U.S. strike with the village closed, Sokoto, reeling from the effects and the terrorizing by militants of residents of those nearby areas. Let's recognize few time is of the essence who have come on. Dwight, my dear Southeastern sister, good to see you after a couple of time. Jeremiah Sano, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, just as Dwight. Bowman Lima, D15, Ezekiel Johnson, Chicken Soup Factory, Juju One Wem, CNN Tyler, Batnuttsville Estate, the palace of the regime speaker who is shuttling between several women. Cecilia, if she hasn't finished, she's still at CEO. She was there. I think she's done now, but she was there. Jacqueline Washington, Gamunte, McIntosh, Gaytown, Eugene Jobo, Capital Bypass, Elizabeth Todula, Masare Abdullah JJY Community, Musa A. Sharif, New Georgia, Gardnersville, Ruben Connor, Gardnersville, Richard Cooper, Breville, Nathan Page, Mantonian Son, FDA Junction, Moses Swa, Painesville, Red Light, Philip Kura, Dubai, UAE, Augustine Labla, Nathan and Blair, Spain, Barcelona. We are on break to resume next week. Philip Tukpa, Dallas, Texas, Gate, Do Community, Morris Gray, ELWA Rehab Community, Bappin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Fred Pigay, 11th Street, Lepay, Jerry, Kakata, Tue, Bossman, Tue Bestman, Upper Carwell, Stanley, Bosso, Samson Carey, District 11, John Teweli, SKD Boulevard, Jackson Pony, Iron Factory, Block Titan, Nina Koya, Boaka Zodua, Macklin Street, Waterside, Clady Allison, Solo Watcosia, New Georgia, Delaware, William Wulu, the official spokesperson, Civil Rights Movement, Caldwell, Joan Momalu, Patience Wisner, Usman Saul, Orita Jikla, Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory. My dear sister, Orita Sunday Choir, good to have you on. It's good that you're on. Hope that you are faring well. Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, and the chairman himself. We can start without bringing on the chairman, the one and only chairman, the chairman for life, the reference point chairman, the melting pot chairman, Roman Rico, Kenneth Ball, or Latupan for short, Block 13, chairman, Block 13 Intellectual Center, head, District 18. All right. So we've got just on the 3 days for 2025 and then 2026. A whole season of 2025 is about to fade out. Then 2026 season comes on, a transition right there. The transition is God, and then the decision what to do in the new season is onto everybody. God's responsibility to bring in the new season, to bring on the new season. He's off. His part of the contract, it's over. It's ours now to make that determination of how we want 2026 to be, what we envision, the kind of decision we'll take, the reflection that will be necessary to look back into 2025. It gave a new perspective going into 2026. All of those are left with us, not God. God's responsibility to usher in the season 2026. So in just a couple of days, it's going to be 2026. The government will be a full 2 years old, full 2 years. In whatever your personal life, you know, but from a political perspective, it's going to be a full 2 years for the government of Joseph Yema Boakai. So we are grateful to God that he will bring us by his protective covering and his providential presence from January 1 to the 29th day. Too many things are unfolding and too many things will continue to unfold. I am not talking about what is unfolding with you personally and institutions outside the political realm and other events, but within the political realm. This situation seems not, or it would not go down soon. It looks like it is not one of those situations in our culture that the people will say is just for 1 day, 2 days. The lady, if she has not finished, then she's still there, but she took to the intellectual center in Central Moravia to explain again her situation, why she needs a divorce, that she wants to move with her life, and the regime speaker, Unity Party speaker, is the obstacle to her advancement in life. That the regime speaker, Unity Party speaker, must do the needful, just signing the document so that both of them can go their separate ways. She is consistent with it, while the man himself, the regime speaker, Unity Party speaker, Richie Kuhn, said it is his sister. She goes up, she comes down, she can travel all over the world, even go to God and come back, and goes to Satan and comes back. He maintains that he is the brother and she is the sister. Hence, there is not an issue there. So her insistence in his words have no substance because they are biological brother and sister, but she is insisting no. Again, she was at seal to make it clear that she needs it at all costs to move with her life.
So we can make all the noise we want to make on the Facebook, on the social media, even in court, asking for evidence. So I can jump up and down. So such. You get in front of the judge, asking for evidence, and you have to prove your case. Okay? I already worked on my marathon affairs on the school network, and I would say international level, because the school network is the biggest platform for us. And without school, where would we be as citizens? Okay, we get information, credible information by watching school. So now I have come to the level of the masses. Okay, we did that. A lot of people couldn't answer or ask questions. And on the writing, I was not able to read all the comments to respond to everybody. So I'm here, I don't know how much time they gave me. So like he said, we talked about the marital status. And then we but I'm cool. Something happened. I said, what? Give me the paper. Then the front page, I started messing out when the people say, oh, you know, there's something happened here. I said, what? I said, you married another woman? I said, but why not you? And I bring calls, I stand before you today. I've never seen my divorce before. Never. If I lie, then I'm telling you, give my laugh. As I speak to you today, I have never seen my own divorce paper. How can you divorce somebody? So he brought that stuff to me. He said, oh, you the only person can help, you know, to resolve this issue. I said, I do not participate in criminal activity. I do not participate in fraudulent activity. You did not divorce me, you married another woman. Don't you know it's a crime? They call it bigamy. So what is this? I said, anyway, I will go home, take my time, and absorb it. I went home, I just put it down, and I never read the document in its entirety. I read the front part, I read some pieces, and then wow. So the man brought woman to my house, left the woman somewhere else for only 1 or 2 weeks. Come to me and say, oh, that your friend where she came on I-20. On I-20 team, the I-20 team, if you don't understand, anybody on the I-20 team, go to school. I mean, go to college in America. That's the reason for which the embassy will get your visa. So you bring woman. And the woman said, never even went to the school. Because I paid for her to go to a CNA school. So she begin on CNA watching it. I'm going to better start growing, better start showing.
Just an excerpt from what she said today. So she is explaining, and the man is not explaining because, as he puts it, she is his sister. Hence, there is nothing there to divulge or sign divorce paper because they did not marry. By that expression, my sister, the regime speaker, Unity Party speaker, Richie Cohn, simply said, we did not marry. Everything that you're saying is a lie. You are my biological sister. You are no other person than my biological sister. So she's explaining. Again, they will have to, or the speaker will have to give a full explanation. The speaker is under obligation. This is no family or private life. If anybody will interpret it as family affair or private affair, then it means you just want to be protective sentimentally of the speaker because you are a unity party person. We are not on this because we are in the opposition and Richard Kuhn is in the ruling establishment. No, don't sense it that way. He is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. By our governance structure, he is the third person, the third most powerful person. Fonati Kofa issue became so popular and widespread, not necessarily because Fonati Kofa is a human being, but Fonati Kofa was the speaker. So it drew everybody's attention, and we took hold of it, giving our analysis, because he was the third most powerful person. Your status attracts attention, public attention on you with curiosity. That's what it is when you hear the expression that as a public official, there is nothing about your life private. As you go to bed, lying down, something just clicked to your mind and you say something is out, coming from your bedroom, it becomes public food to eat, to consume, to discuss. So the speaker is the third most powerful person. If he doesn't know that, he needs to know. And he has to do the needful. He is under obligation from the pressure of this woman. He claims the woman is his sister. And the woman is insisting that he is not her brother, that her parents are alive. He is a grown-up. He knows all of his siblings. So there is nothing hard in this situation. He isn't a child. He is a full-grown man. He hasn't lost his five senses. He's not in a state of dementia or he's not a schizophrenic. He is normal. He needs to come out to explain. The second thing in this situation with the third most powerful man in the governance structure of this sovereign and independent state called Liberia, his colleagues, if they are legislators enough by the standard of legislature, need to muster the courage to open an investigation. There is nothing wrong with soul searching and soul cleansing internally. There's nothing wrong with that. That is why if something happens, let me use our institution, for example. If something happens here, and given the gravity of the matter, the boss AB will ask that person to recuse himself and face the panel investigatively and clear his or her name. When the name is clear, the person resumes. Recuser doesn't say guilt. Recuser does not amount to guilt. Recuser simply means that you have the situation, you will need time. It is psychological. It is everything that will have a toll on you. Psychologically, you can be between the investigation and your office. It's not possible. You have a divided mind already. Hence, you will need time to concentrate than being occupied with several things, office and other issues. That's the reason. It's a simple psychological solution. It is not an indictment. It is not an indictment. You know it. Because some of you who are not exposed, some of you who are not educated, when you hear these expressions, you get so uncomfortable, you get vexed, and you come up Well, what kind of thing the people talking about there? They tell the speaker to move from there. No. Recuse or simply means step aside for a while because you are faced with this situation. It has to do with your thinking. It has to do with everything yourself. You can't get yourself all compounded with work, with the accusation, dealing with it, with this one coming, because when any opposition, like the speaker now, if he can recuse himself, he got people coming to him, business going on legislatively, and then this issue is on. What is that? You're going to have a huge traffic right there. That's the reason it is suggested that in such a situation where you find yourself, you recuse yourself. Only his colleagues can do that. They will have to muster the courage now. Senator Nathaniel McGill sounded the same thing. They will have to muster the courage if they are representatives or lawmakers enough by the standard of lawmakers, meaning no fear, no friendship, no protecting job, no sycophancy. Sycophancy is where you try to protect your job because the speaker appointed you to XYZ position. You will not have to put cowardice to the floor. You have to put boldness to the floor. That's what mustering the courage aids. They will have to do that. Constitute an investigative panel, ask him to recuse himself, face the lady. The first thing he have to give a full explanation to his colleagues. He owe it to his colleagues. He has to. The third aspect of this whole situation, the guys now who had been so obsessed with writing communications for summer, you hear them in the house. Mr. Presiding, I have written the communication seeking plenary's approval. Let us invite this person. You hear communication like this. Representative Anthony Williams has written the speaker to summer Representative Yeke Koluba to be investigated for XYZ. This is the time Representative Anthony Williams and the other people to write a communication to, not Richard Kuhn, the deputy speaker, or the speaker himself, asking him to recuse himself. You can write to the speaker for your colleagues to be investigated for acts inimical, not representative of their status. Here you guys are now faced with the litmus test. Your presiding officer is caught in the web. No better time to prove that you are representative of the people by writing the same communication you wrote against your colleagues that they should be investigated for acts, for immoral acts. You will write plenary, telling plenary, or you in the house, and we hear expression like this. Mr. Presiding, Honorable Speaker, Yeke Koluba is not fully dressed. It's undesirable. He cannot sit in the house with honorable men and women in this manner. Let him be put outside. And you hear the speaker, Sergeant Arm, put the man outside. I said, put the man outside. Immorality. Immoral means unethical conduct. So the same way, the speaker is alleged to have engaged in unethical conduct, immoral. So he has to be investigated to clear his name and his colleagues. It's on his colleagues now. You're right. You come out with the communications. What you usually do. That's what God said. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. You people will always be in a place. Anthony Williams, since he went over there, that the only thing that man has done, the only thing, all day he read communication. Yaka Koliba must be investigated. The person must be investigated. The other person must be. So all of you who have been writing communications or telling the presiding officer to put this person outside because the person is immoral by his conduct, the same way the speaker is alleged to have engaged in immoral conduct, which damages the reputation of the legislature, the House of Representatives, and individual representatives or lawmakers over there. That thing ain't no joke. There is nothing political about it, and no one should impute political sentiment into it. The same way the speaker, you took almost 9 months on Fonati Kofa. Your broad claim against him, as per your understanding. I'm not saying that those things were wrong, were not true, but you people brought immoral acts as per your reasoning, which was sufficient in your opinion to put the man out. And part of the argument was you gave this man due process. Though he wasn't given due process, but there was a call for due process because it was necessary. So the same way, Rachel Cole has to be given due process. And due process first goes with recusing oneself from the position so that you have time to exonerate yourself of the accusation. The burden is on Unity Party government. Except that they will tell us this thing they have to protect Rachel Kuhn like they protected J. Brian McGill. Oh, yes? That's the next soap opera that is before us. Protecting Rachel Kuhn just as they protected Brian McGill. The only difference is they cannot go into the legislature because that is a separate branch of government. But individually, they have influence. Unity Party people have influence individually, but they cannot insert themselves into the situation just like the police director was in the media 24/7 defending here and there. There's no DNA. There's this and that. The man is with us. Only his colleagues, if they are representatives enough, if they have the balls, if they are not spineless, let me use Dillon's words that he was using against the CDC lawmakers. God has a way of bringing a situation that you think has passed into the person just as you were. If they have the balls, if they are not spineless to muster the courage, whether Rachel Kuhn appointed them to lucrative position or not, whether they are close to Rachel Kuhn or not, but the integrity, the reputation of the House of Representatives is at stake. There is a potential reputational damage here. There's nothing to overlook. Nothing about it is private life. Fonati Kofa was not private life. The other people, it was not. Because of their position. If you don't want to be investigator of anything, and if you are a saintless person, then you don't engage into anything in the public. Stay off public life. So he has to. We are watching. This one, if Unity Party government overlooks it and think that nothing will come from it, it's a blatant lie. Everything is happening. Just at the time Unity Party is waiting for MCC approval for quote-unquote money. These things are happening. You people are not cognizant. You people are not sensitive of these things are happening just in no time. The MCC delegation came, your finance minister announced that we are hoping we have now been eligible, which means you have been placed in a category, but it is not to say that you are about to get money. They're still watching the scenes in Liberia. They're looking at things. Yeah, the third man, the third most powerful man of the republic is embroiled in such a nasty act, allegedly. The lady say, my husband. The man say, my sister. And you think this is a joke? Why you people were shouting and screaming, giving all the analysis that you people could get against Fonati Kofa? And why you think we talk on that issue? We're not related to Fonati Kofa. Fonati Kofa had his own situation as he still has. But we were not concerned about all those things. We were concerned about the status, the position Fonati Kofa had, and the people who were persecuting Fonati Kofa, who were attempting to put him on the political gallows. The way they were moving about it, their status too, as honorable men and women. That's why we took hold of the situation and we were analyzing. If it were ordinary people, like you see all around us today, there are too many things happening. Nobody has time. Status in society is key. Status. Once you are facing the public, once you are in the public space, everything about you is news. That's why, as a public official, they tell you to be mindful of your life. Check your life. Look back over your life every day. Watch every step that you take. Know where you go, who you're interacting with, what kind of conversation you're having. Because everything about you, just something, it's gone in a twinkling of an eye. Now, in this situation, it can't just go down the drain because the lady is in Liberia. She's explaining, and she's going to do more. The more the lady explains, the more the public keeps awake with it. So he is the only person who can put this thing to bed by explaining everything. Simple as that, Chief. You have to do that. It is because you are the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So you Unity Party people, whichever way you can interpret it, that's your business. We protect nobody on Kings FM. No. Everyone is working for the good of this country. Just as you people have the right to checkmate us when we go wrong, equally we have that same right to checkmate you people. Journalists are not immune from criticism. No. So you people are not immune from criticisms too. That will be doing it for that. That will be doing it for the Speaker and Cecilia Walcon sex gate. Yeah, we can use alleged. The woman said the marriage, she wants divorce. She was asked by the journalist. The man said he's your brother, you are his sister. She said, no, we are not sister and brother. Then the journalist asked, you people are married. You had sex. And then her response was, what kind of man and woman will marry and don't have sex? Then the journalist came back. Do you people have child or children? She said, no. But the speaker has the responsibility. The burden lies with the speaker. As much as it is onto the lady too, but she is explaining. She's not muted. If she wasn't explaining, and it's just in the media, that you say no, but she's explaining. She's giving her side of the story. So he needs to explain. Just as they say in journalism, there is two sides to every story. So the lady is explaining her side. There's the next side. That next side lies with the speaker to explain his, so that the public know who is telling the truth. That's all. That will take me into the next pointer. Was there a disruption of the festive season as warned by the Liberia Council of Churches, or foresaw as by the Liberia Council of Churches and Bishop Cottle Brown of New Water in the Desert Church? Bishop Cottle Brown and Liberia Council of Churches Secretary General Christopher Toll had instructed Unity Party government not to allow the December 17th protest to go ahead. They said December is the festive season and the month needed no disturbance, but to keep clean, calm, love, sharing, and a lot more. So the question to you, was there any chaos during the festive season up to now with just 3 days or under 3 days to close December and usher in 2026? Was there chaos? Did anybody not enjoy the festive season? Was the country not peaceful? Was it in chaos? You want to ask yourself, you're being out there just as I am. The entire December had been peaceful. The country did not degenerate into chaos. People moved about. The festivities were seen and still seen today. Everything went well. These two ministers of the gospel wanted chaos by the pretense of festive season, this festive season, that. We thank God. God always exposing the evil intent of certain people. Now, if you look at the festive season, there was no chaos. There was no disruption of activities, nothing whatsoever. The police reported nothing like that, except for individual people who, from their negligence or don't care attitude, they had the situation they had. Like the lady, I am told, who allowed her grandson, 6 years old, to cross the expressway, Japan Freeway. She sent him to cross, to go for something. How can you send a 6-year-old child to cross expressway where cars are moving on terrific speed? I'm told that the car burst his head. The December 17th protest was not responsible for that and other events. You look at the people who were festivizing. See what they were doing. See their dress code. People from the very church, the people Kotu Brown, Bishop Kotu Brown, and Liberia Council of Churches Secretary General consider Christians so that Christ's birthday and they are Christians and the day has to be this, and protest is not right for the country. The monarchs allow STAN and other civil society people to protest. See them, how they made the very Jesus Christ shame. Was the festive season clean, void of anything individual, unethical behavior and all those things? No. Did people not protest in December as we still in different ways, unsatisfactorily? They did. But did it have any national bearing, any bearing nationally on the country and the festive season? No. You just want to be careful. What do you say? But we know. I know that for a fact. We saw Liberia Council of Churches said. That's why I have never trusted. I have never liked the Liberia Council of Churches. The thing that we saw in the 1990 war. I told you God did not allow me to leave from here, and that was a reason. In a community where all boys growing up, Batnasville Dryers Market, everybody were pretty close to 20 guys. The rest of the people, God allowed all of those guys to go their respective ways. and say, you will stay here to see, so that at the close of this thing, you will be able to explain. And I will allow you to see how some of the religious leaders are so terrible. We saw the Liberal Council of Churches, and we saw double standards, we saw dubious things. Listen, I'm not making up story. That's why I really don't like the Liberal Council of Churches. It's not that they are not religious people, not that they don't have good people in the Liberal Council of Churches, but what we saw psychologically, there are certain things you see in life, you just kill your feelings for certain things. Yeah. And God went into the Liberal Council of Churches. That will be doing it for that. It takes me to the third pointer, and then we are out of here. The third pointer. UP criticized George Weah for using Sunday's pulpit. There is this reactions of all kinds, different ways. And they're entitled to it. And it's good, because that's what democracy is all about. But you want to give the people who read your script, people who listen to you, every reason to believe that you are exposed, that you have understanding, that despite you being on the government side, your literacy is intact. You want to give them that understanding so that they take you serious. So they gave all of their interpretations as they can give. That George Weah, former Liberian president, standard bearer, Congress of Democratic Change, and global icon, will take to the pulpit and give a political rant that the pulpit is a place for delivering God's word, that he was wrong to have gone there to do that. If that was his decision, he could have done that in another place. You are aware of it being all around for hours now. When George Weah, may go back into history, when George Weah was in power, when he came newly, he set up the church in the name of God because he is a Christian, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the argument was, oh, it's wrong. The man is not a pastor. He set up church. He a president. What time you have for church and what time you have for the presidency, it went far and wide. So my argument was then that there is no wrong. George Weah is not wrong. We're okay where our place? 9th Street. We're on 9th Street. I said Weah is not in the wrong. Anybody who would say Weah is in the wrong from a religious perspective, then you only claim to be Christian, but you're not a knowledgeable Christian. And my argument was, which I'm about to share again, that George Weah is a Christian. And every Christian is unto every Christian to spread the good news of the Lord Jesus Christ. Every Christian has the right, based on his ability, to set up a cell. That's another name for church, a cell or a fellowship, meaning using the name of God to bring people together. That's what a church is, capital FM. That's what a church is. So everything that we was doing was not wrong. And they descended. And I maintained my position because of my little understanding of Christianity and the Bible. Fast forward. We are goes on Sunday, December 28th, and then he delivers this talk. It descended on him again. And you know, it can come from nowhere besides the other side. Listen, there's something I'm going to. So, here is it. George Weah was and still right of what he did on Sunday, and he needs to do it the more if the need arises for that. Secondly, he is a minister of the gospel. George Weah is a minister of the gospel. Thirdly, he is in the church he built unto God in the name of God, not government or unity party church. If he was in a government or unity party church, a government platform, then you say the argument will have substance. Even as that they will have put it this way, why he couldn't go to his church. So here is it. A sermon is that which addresses religious and societal issues. Sermon simply means a talk, T-A-L-K, a talk, a lecture, a conversation, an explanation. That's what it means. Here is their error, that he took to the pulpit. According to them, the pulpit is the place to preach the gospel. So he should not have said what he said on the pulpit. By their argument, he desecrated the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. No, he sanctified the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. Here is it. Very many people in this country, as per my understanding, very many of the people, very many, they have no religious knowledge apart from what they hear. 1, 2. They have no time to have an understanding of this book called the Bible, yet they're comfortable to consider themselves Christians. A sermon is that talk that addresses all issues. A pastor can use his pulpit, sees what is happening in the society, develop a lecture or a talk or a conversation called sermon and explain to the people. The people who sit before the pastor, they are the masses. It makes culture. Before the pastor, you have multiplicity or different kinds of problems. All the people that you see sitting before the pastor, individual problems. Where are those problems coming from? Society. Where the church is, on earth. Where the pastor is, on earth. The pastor can use the pulpit to address social, religious, economic, military, political, all those issues. Moreover, the Bible is not exclusive religious. This is the misconception that most of you have, and you need to change that. That's why people give you the impression that church is only for religious thing. The pastor has the right to address every issue of national concern, issues that are affecting the people, as much as he will talk about issues that ought to promote the people or to give the people advanced life. If something is unfolding in the country, just like what unfolded, Thomas Fowler, a politician, they didn't have to use a pulpit. Anywhere you sit is a pulpit. A radio station is a pulpit. Hatay Center is a pulpit. A pulpit is just a place. It's just a place that a person stands to explain. That's what it is. You can stand on a pulpit and be the dirtiest person. God will not look at the pulpit, he'll look at the person. That's why he said, it is not what goes in, but what comes out of that vessel. You drop this thing. You can use any place where I'm sitting. This is a pulpit. But this kind of pulpit is called a radio station. The Hatay Center where Cecilia Wakun is explaining, that is a pulpit, meaning it is a place that one stands. In secular society, they say podium, meaning where a person stands to explain. So it is not about the place the person stands to explain. It is what the person says. So my reasoning with these people, it is not, they were not concerned about what, they understood what we had said. They knew the importance of it. It resonated well with them, even though they are ashamed. But they tried to find excuse and put it on the pulpit as if the pulpit is something extra. It is the vessel. So the man goes to the pulpit, and the pulpit, who assemble, who sits before the pulpit? The people gather to hear a message. The Pope. Have you not heard the Pope addressing political issue? He sits on the balcony where he sits to proclaim. You don't hear the people quoting the Pope as addressing the issues in Israel, addressing the issue in Afghanistan, in Palestine. You don't hear the Pope talking about all of those things. Then you sit here as dull as you people are. I would say the man using the pulpit. No reason, no wonder why most of you just living empty. You say you're religious, but you have no idea whatsoever. The pulpit address, the person has the right. George Weah, as a minister of the gospel, can address issue as a former president, can address societal issue, can address religious issue, can address every issue. Moreover, as a former president, when he is being lambasted, demeaned, vilified by Unity Party people, where you expect him to go? He goes to the church on Sunday. 2 ways. When the pastor finishes preaching, he's called to make a remark. He can give his thought. When he's delivering the sermon, he can put it in the sermon. There is nothing wrong with that. The world is a witness of pastors who, preparing their sermon, they inserted a political line based on the situation they see unfolding. Thank you, Ali Bakayoko. Thank you, Ali Bakayoko. He said, pastors and imam in the United States, do preach about issues concerning religion, politics, and governance in the church and mosques that borders the country. People have to be educated here. That's why our society just like that. But when something is happening, then they say, oh, yeah, the pastors, they need to pray for the country. The pastors, they need to pray for the country. 3-day fast and prayer. I was not wrong. Thomas Fowler sat on a pulpit radio station or a radio station pulpit and gave his address, he talked about several issues. One of them, he said that in the Weah government, he was insecure. All those 6 years, he was not comfortable. He lived in insecurity. In Bwaka government, he is secure. What kind of rational person would not address himself to such? What kind? What kind? And before I go to Weah on that, let me tell you, Thomas Fowler's statement of insecurity in CDC and security in JNB is typical of Psalm 41, verse 9. You know what Psalm 41:9 said? Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, had lifted up his heel against me. And George Weah's explanation is typical of this line I just shared with you. Listening to him deliver his lecture on yesterday, when he came to this part, no verse came to my mind but Psalm 41:9. Truly, that's what you're saying of all of these guys. George Weah trusted these people. George Weah even entrusted his life. Trusting his life with people is not to say the person leaves himself vulnerable, but that the person have no doubt of those people. Believe them. Give them the confidence. Give them every support, everything they need. That's what the expression is. These guys, what they are doing today, you expect George Weah, even if we are in react, listen, no disrespect, and please, except seditious and other people, God himself will look at George Weah and say, but you are a stupid guy. You got these people saying this thing. If you allow them to say and say all of the time, and you're not reacting, you're paving the way for more ballistic missiles to come your way. And when you cannot resist, call not upon me, because I gave you the ability. And that's why George Weah was right. Now, have a listen to him. Have a listen to George Weah reacting to that. He couldn't have put it any better.
Also, the elements that around today that not even afford or something for themselves. Today, they use I won't say use. We allow them to vote for this element. And these are going to see on radio and your government is good back, your government, our government. But they don't understand what they came from. When they came from the street, so when they came from regular chicken, we brought them, we give the understanding guy, we be the best guy, vote for him. And these are the people that on TV talking a lot of rubbish. So they take themselves. Don't discourage you.
Right. You hear him? They came from nowhere. He took them from nowhere. His description is right. Today, they on TV talking rubbish. You know what it means when the person reaches at that point? You should have seen George Weah countenance. By that expression, you're listening carefully. You know what he said again? He said, that will not discourage me. It doesn't say the person going to leave himself with any other thing. It simply means when you hear such expression, the person now will be careful. That's what it means. When a person in such a state say, I'm not discouraged. The person simply saying by that expression, going forward, I will have to be careful. I have learned my lesson. Whatever they did, whatever I did for them, it means nothing. All of these guys who are turning against, saying all that they are saying, they're not doing it against George Weah. They would think they are doing it against George Weah. No, they're only showing the kind of people they had always been over the years. 1, 2, they are paving the way for the downfall politically. They think that in 6 years' time, they will get the support of Unity Party and they will be elected. 3, they are only giving what they have amassed unto themselves over the years, giving the businesses they have established in their names and in people's name, giving the huge amount, the huge bank account they have. They will need a political protection. They did not switch suddenly because they had wanted, because CDC was off. No, because Joseph Yuma Boakai and his people said, we're going after all the officials in George Weah government. Everything you hear them saying is to protect what they have, what they amassed over the years. But none of these guys ever had it their own way. And George Weah was right to tell everybody that these guys were in the slum. They could hardly have kobo to eat. It was this God-sent George Weah that gave these people lives. And the rest of you who have not experienced this, or people are helping you, never ever reach a point to go against the person who, or to talk against the person who gave you life. God used people to give people life. That's how God works. God used people to give people life. And when you have that life from God through that person as the medium, you never turn your back, even if you are of that person's presence, to say awful things. You never. If that person prays to God and asks for action from God, God will exact vengeance on that person's behalf. There are people who, they're not in CDC, they're not with George Weah any longer. George Weah did extremely well for them. They know that very well. They turned their back on CDC. But have you heard them saying anything? Not that they can talk, not that they did not have some awful time, but as far as they're concerned, they were all in it. George Weah helped them. George Weah gave them life. It doesn't make sense to come out to gain any political relevance, and that's not how you get political relevance. Listen, it is not anything political relevant. You're only telling the rest of the people that you are ungrateful, that you are a coward, that you are a betrayer to the core, and it's just a matter of time before you betray the next person that is, or you are with. And that's how God can allow it to happen. This world has too many witnesses of that, too many testimonies of that. God in heaven himself can cause a situation by which what you did to the previous, you can do it to the present. Then the person will look at it and say, but I can see why he did it to George Weah. Oh, have you not heard people saying that? Oh, yes. When you see it that way, that God working. God can make, if God gets ready, he can make Thomas Fowler, Sir Joseph, all of those people that went against Weah to turn against Joseph Boakai, to say some awful things against Boakai, that Boakai will feel uncomfortable and say, had I known, I wouldn't have brought these people close. Now I can see they came with different intent. God can do that. It's normal for him. He has done it all over the world. And he has done it in this country, and he's still doing it. That is why he himself warned, don't do that. When you off the person's presence, quietly live your life, leave the person. George Weah can go on his knees and say, God, this is what all that I have done for them, from you, through me as the medium. This is the pay they have given me back. I committed unto you. You will see reaction. That's when you see some people, all the property they amass, in a twinkling of an eye, things just start going bad up with them from one level to another. When you see like that God working, God exacting vengeance, that's how he works. So he was right. He was right. All of these people, they are typical of Psalm 41. Psalm 41 verse 9. Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted. The George Weah not trust those people? Were they not familiar friends of George Weah? Did they not eat on the same table with George Weah? That today, the lifting up the heel against George Weah. Heel is a reference in this text for grudge, hate, weapon. These people, given what they are doing, listen, watch the people expression. These people, they can support anything against George Weah. Anything, even to take George Weah off the earth. These people can do it. If a man comes out and say, in Weah government, I was insecure. In Boaga government, I'm more secure. You know what that expression mean? It mean that man was enemy to him. But that just God kept me. Now on the side I feel safe. That man, he's my enemy. George Weah has to be careful. And I like how he moved. And that will take me to the last pointer within the same area, and then we are out. George Weah is the leader. George Weah is the leader. George Weah is the leader. Yes. George Weah is the leader. I'm not saying a leader. I say the leader. I'm using the definite article. George Weah is the leader. George Weah is the leader. Let's talk briefly and then we'll open the line. Weah's might. George Weah is a mighty man. I'm saying nothing extra. We've talked about his nature, his character. He's charismatic. He is natural. He lives within the people. He is the image of the people. He is for the people. He is their identification card, and on we can go. He is the mighty George Weah, a magnet. Seldom or not very often you hear George Weah speaks. But when he does, the government and Unity Party tremble. George Weah is now ready to face Joseph Yeman Boakai and the Unity Party government. Not only that, all of his men and women affiliate political parties like this Citizens Movement for Change, Movement for Progressive Change, Liberia Alternative People's Party, and others are ready to back him. He is the leading political figure in this political space. They are ready to join him in confronting the Unity Party head, the Unity Party government head on. Whenever George Weah speaks, the government trembles. And that was saying yesterday. You're going to see more of that. Relax yourself. Brace yourself for it. They told us, we didn't say, they told us that 2026, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be hectic. They told us. So we are aware of what they said. We are aware of what they said. But what we do know assuredly, George Weah made it clear that he will be fully engaged with not only the Congress for Democratic Change, but the politics of the day going into 2029. And that which we have started to see. Doesn't talk much, but when he's talked, when he speaks, the government trembles. Joseph Yema Boakai is shaking. George Weah is the man in this republic. He is the man. Just as he said, he will remain fully engaged with the politics of Liberia going into 2029. You have seen the first of the many to come.
I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Those are the talking points on the plate that we share with you. Thank you for exercising the patience. Let's get to you. But before then, keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. It's 5,000. We're giving out today 5,000. Just play with, what did it say? 50? 50, what? Yes. That star 79 and star 24 hatch. And then your 5K. Also, the King Support Basket is still open. It's open unto you. We enter in a new phase. We'll be closing 2026 if God permits. No, God, we don't have to say God permit because it's natural. It's supernatural, rather. God already said that. We just hope that we'll enter 2026. So the basket, full season is about to close. Full season is about to close. Full season 2025. 2026, the basket will still be on. The basket will not go to bed 2026. 2026 is the main year going into 2027 and 2028. 2029, George Weah returns to the presidency, the basket off. We come back, we tell you thank you for helping us to accomplish the mission. Now, mission is accomplished. So until then, keep dropping in the basket, yeah? 0555 885 885 0777 017 885. The send wave 0555 885 885. The local mobile money number 0555 0777 017 885. 0777 017 885. Sexa, fine name. I like that. Just like the name, what the guy in it? Bible Sexas, Esther 1-2, fine name. Sexa Yinka says, we are ready for them. Ruth Boduobine, Rise President Weah. right to say that. Tano Samson, ungrateful people from nowhere to somewhere, ungrateful Liberian people. Kamara, I think it was Sir Joseph that talked about whoever, chief. Tobasi, your comments always long, but at least you try shortening it today. That's good. You still need to let me do justice to you. I've not read your comments because I say you will come with 4 or 5 paragraphs. So at least you're shortening it. Radio is going straight to the point. I say Kun was either of his parents Nigerian. What kind of last name is that? Is it a made-up Liberian last name? Folks, is Richard Kun in Nigeria? Something is not adding up here. Nice one. All right, Ali Baba Yoko. Yeah, I read this first, reference it, but let me read it now. Ali Baba Yoko say, pastors and imam in the United States do preach about issues concerning religion, politics, and governance in the church and mosque. Don't mind that. The thing, yeah, you should only talk a religious thing when the church in society, the people that go assemble, they are from society, and the issues that are affecting them are societal issues. Matthew Cholople say Richard Kun always in criminal behavior. He knows all those properties are for that woman. That's why he's playing games. All right. All right. Great. Tamanti John say, I stand ready to protect we are beyond 2029. Rita Hart, Richard Kun's father, was a cruel or agreeable man. Probably his mother was a Nigerian, not his father. Okay. So let's go. Let's take your cards. You want to go straight to the point. Don't explain history. I don't need history. 2, cut your radio off. You don't need your radio to be loud. You don't need to listen to yourself. You only need to call, just like when you're standing anywhere on Broad Street, on Curie Street, across, and you decide to call a friend, you dial. You will not need a radio. If you have the radio on and you call it run in the ear, you will not call back. I will not accept you back. So please, let's go by the rule. Let's go now. 0772 2399 086 304497 0777 980375. Hello.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I'm Spencer Mohammed in a Corp Mapropo corner, down Coast Spoon Hill, Wingtown community. Mr. Andrews, thank you. Thank you for your discussion this afternoon. But my mind and my attentions have been drawn to the issue that have to do with the sermon being preached by His Excellency Dr. George Manneh yesterday as regards to the happiness of our state. And I still critique, questioning why the president have to use the public. My question today is this: why did Patrick Honor and the likes of the Unity Party chairman run to Prince White Johnson Church at the time when we were using a very thin pulpit to cast against President Weah? You could see Patrick Honor beating drum. Didn't they know the sacredness of the pulpit at the time? Did they ask Mr. Samuel Reeves when he used the pulpit at the First Baptist Church to denigrate and desecrate President Weah at the time? Being the asking that the puppet was used for secret reason or because it is President Weah today. Look, these guys are lost in vision. They are lost in governance ideology.
All right, sir. All right.
Thank you very much for always giving us the opportunity to give us, to make our thoughts on national issues. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Peter calling for Justice. Thank you very much, Andrew. Good afternoon for the topic. About the because Joseph Boga. Oh, Musuka kill for the more feeling and nothing more for Jay and Georgia. So that they are in the in that weekend when you weekend, we can protect you. So I don't want to take food. But when I tell someone for that and start Joseph in the back and they go with their path, will not be to say. And I cannot step on the man against our President we are. We, the supporter of President we are CDC, will not be to say. But let me tell you, Star Joseph, you are a trouble fella. We are already aware that you're ungrateful when they say, don't say all kinds of malady against that man, that you are suffering. When I say, for ground crew. I'm thinking back on ground crew because senator for the senator. Then you run onto the city, you support you, and you run onto the city, you got all the region I get today. There's another queue. This is the government.
All right.
What unto you, Tomafala? What unto you, Sir Joseph?
All right, madam.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Good evening, LTV.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, G?
I'm doing fine, thank God. And you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Yeah, Eddie, my name is Grace Tugley. I'm joining from district number 2, Lower Margini County, Habia City. Andrew, let me say thank you again for the topic of discussion. You know, as I'm speaking to you right now, I have some guys sitting by my radio, monitoring. Also, admire you for the topic of discussion. So let's say thank you, boss. Because Andrew, I call again to appeal to you again, I beg of you people. Your topic is very interesting. Many times people want to listen to your photo. To a full and bad radio, some of them are not even right now. So please, Ali, you can please talk to Honorable June. Honorable June is one of the men that is still ready to work well for the CDC. Every day and night they promote the CDC by preaching the message or messaging of CDC. Sometimes I can tell you that you repeat a bit on Family Radio. You repeat sometimes people can get feel that maybe you are in last or you are in Habia. So please, Mr. Andrew, for the message to go forward, we wanted to please explain the broadcasting. So I like all the old area know. And you know, by this same about getting fair because you are saying the truth. But I beg of you, Mr. Andrew, please, you have been told to have a Google Joe. So at least the family video can be really for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too. You very good suggestion. That is taken into consideration. You said that last week. Thank you. Yes. Keep reminding us, but the management is already aware, yeah? That will be, we are working on that. We are working on that to expand the broadcast. Hello. Yep.
Thank you. You say, oh, that is vision. You go my pocket. I didn't want to talk to first. This is a bad. I may supply your people in the church for the CC. Because we say, when I was listening to you, go in the street. That you are the police director. You are go free town. You are the police. The police stress, you are our eye. But let me tell you, they lay it not what you want. When you go, you have to leave it. I'm not talking about my children leave it. My daughter will leave it. So, my father, Sir Joseph, you thank you. You are friend. Sir Joseph, you are refugee town. We are thankful for that. That you want to, we are going to kill you. CDC going to kill you here for Samofara. The children they want to die for you. That transfer will be obtained your judgment day. But not that to the people. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Yes. Hello.
This is Witness Sabato. Sandro. Thank you so much to play that voice in my ear for your ear to express itself. Sandro, that is starting of it. While we hear your ear voice, the trimming, the heart, the direction will go. That direction will go on 2020 now. Nobody will not do anything. And once The war will not for war, will never for war. It is the country will end. We thank you for what they are saying. They bring it themselves outside. But God will protect us, and we'll know what to do. So the pastor then, that's that people, they are not complete pastor then. They just working there for God to support them with money. That's on. Yes, everybody going free. That's what I started to protect for. Thank you so much. Let God bless you. And I said giving to my daughter who always make me to get happy. In Jesus' mighty name.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Andrew, this is Mandela calling from the old room. Yeah, Sam Andrews, you just heading your head for nothing. Those people there, those things that they're doing, they thinking say that they want to talk again. We are going to the church to go and talk. Well, yesterday, during campaign time, the so-called pastors and the bishops we have in the country wasn't on a pulpit. They were there using a pulpit, yeah, to run campaign for Joseph Boakai. They've been out here, Stephen Bina, right to Pamomande. It's not a pulpit they were using. Even the Samuel Reeves, the church, it's not a pulpit. They were using the pulpit yesterday when President will go to his church and go near remarks. Then they won't talk against it. So they just starting. And let me talk with this and this man here. Father, Thomas Father. That thing he said that he was insecure in President we are government, but he now in your party government, he's secure. Let me tell you, yeah, that's what he would say. Because he was moving with his feet with Joria. And then he was insecure because United Party people and they killed Tamar and that other motorbike man, point that man, so they were that for his sake, those men that Joseph Boakai people killed, enough for his business. So because he was insecure, and not because Joe, we have people or Tunisia or running behind him, that the United Party people today he went to. Those are the people then, they were hunting him to kill him, killing the people around him. So he can say he was insecure. But not Joe, we are and Tunisia being insecure.
All right.
Then again, this Sir Joseph. Yeah, coming. Sir Joseph was during the time of Hawk Point, that Tunisians he won, that point he hot. That because Joe, we have sent people, yeah, to go and kill him the point he hot. This thing it proved that these people, they were moving with President Weah, with his seat, with hypocrisy, with wetty blaha, like Grandpa called it.
Right.
And that one was God not bless them.
Okay,
Christ
let's
on
bring
them.
on another
Christ
person.
on them.
Hello.
Christ on them. That one
All right.
to see.
All right. Hello. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Lloyd D. Johnson, citizen by loyalty, and I'm going from a full connection by 11 Quebec community. Hello.
Lord D. Johnson, you on the air. If you weren't on the air, you would not give that long introduction.
Thank you for the talk on the discussion. You know, the reason you see I call myself citizen by loyalty for 2005 since John we are into politics, appearing the person of we say going. This particular one is George we are allowed Thomas Fala and Sir Joseph back to the party.
Oh, did you hear anything like that? Did you hear George we are saying anything? No. Hey, no. Hey, come on, Chief. Come on. Did you hear anybody say anything like that? Hello. Let's go out of Liberia. Hello. You are on the air.
Thank you. I'm on the air. I'm monitoring you. I'm calling you from Nima District 7, Bam City. I'm early school anyway.
All right. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. St. Andrew, thank you for the show. Let me say, God keep guiding some of you for the message that we spread. So, Mr. Sam, for Thomas Fala and that was Sir Joseph, we're not worrying the people, Chief. Because for one fact is, in life, if you don't good for someone, pay that person back in return. Even if you don't want to support.
But Judge Weah is not saying that you're worrying over them, neither did I say. Only explain their attitude as well. Worrying about them for what? People have the right to move on.
No, now you chief. I'm not saying what I'm talking about with the sedition and patrial branch. We shouldn't take the people for we shouldn't take it serious. Jerry Freedom said, you guys say you're foreign party to come and spend or run again. CDC. He left him in America. He had a show on Spoon FM. He said all of rubbish. At the end of the day, he was ashamed. Today he's saying that his party is no more. He ain't no one Bwaka want to come out that was supporting. Even the Tifa man. Today he's saying all kind of statement that he's not supposed to say a cheap. Prince Johnson for our own country here, nobody expect a Prince Johnson power up. Just in a period of 1 year, what all you have, it will be that down today. It's not all about based on political issue, Mr. St. Andrew. It's the way in which he acted to some people. Now you see what all you have today, you can't get anything about it. So those two Ghana, they are free today, they are rich, and they are saying that love after. So the trapper politics, they bring out a lot with that. Other countries, they are monitored, they know who is personal where. So nobody taking the people, nobody taking them serious. They just had their own way. At the end of the day, they will still come there and buy. And one good thing for former president where you don't take the thing serious. Because those are people who live with him, you know how to come together and explain about it. Thank you for having me, Chief.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm okay. This is Edmond Carr, and I'm the visually impaired that keeping this president to the fire to deliver. Actually, it was Sir Joseph that made a statement in Lofa County. That's why he said 2-term representative and 2-term senator, but he said he was not happy and secure. But today, on the Bwaga, he is happy and secure. And, I'm happy with the response from President Weah. It's on time, okay? And those are the guys that are saying, you were on the pulpit. Come on. Just yesterday in my church, when the woman of God was preaching the year-end message, she talked about disunity in the country. She talked about bad propaganda in the country. We need to stop it and reconcile the country and move forward with development and reconciliation. But what was that? Was she not speaking from the pulpit? So, look, but what the guys would do was 40 substantial come up for the CDC star. They want to kill it. They come up with things that they have no argument about. When I say on AB post that we wish them well, but we pray that one of these days we will meet on the political field, and we are here. I am not sick of some of Father the Sir Joseph. I have voted for him 2 times. We use money. We cut our dry right money to encourage family people, to encourage friends, to vote for Charles Joseph only because he was standing with us. So I am even high when I hear you speak. And he is the one that is speaking out. Okay? And some of us are watching him, speaking and mind you, I was telling somebody. I said, the Lord will issue on these guys. Because he is watching the one that they are more running. They are the one that are running beyond Bwaka. Trying to come tomorrow, he will be speaking and shedding blame on them, what they did and what they didn't do. So quickly to Rachel, man, look, whether Rachel married his sister, Rachel didn't marry his sister, all we are seeing our office, our job. The office of the speaker have been brought to popular ridicule. There's a need that he stay aside. And all of the guys that are standing with him that normally go for session, this is the time they start boycotting all of the session so that Rachel will stay aside and vindicate himself. The lady here, she is speaking that lady, she's an American citizen, she know the race involved.
The boy don't have that boys, man. The boy don't have that boys to do that. They are spineless. They are in Rachel Coon's pocket.
Yeah, but we will keep pushing them and reminding them to do so and necessary. Somebody got to come up. I don't care what happened. They are 73. Okay? Somebody should stand up. Somebody should come out to say something because it didn't have a character. And I go. Rather than know the race involved. That's a fraud. And she's a citizen. So if actually she's not saying the truth, she know that tomorrow there will be a penalty against all in the United States of America. So there's a need for Richard to come up. It's not just for you to say, oh, she's my sister. No. come and vindicate yourself. We are talking about the office of the speaker. You guys said it yesterday. Today, where we are, we want you to speak up so that the right thing can be done. Thank you, brother.
All right, Mr. Carr, have a nice day. The woman says she will not be subjected to DNA. She ain't here for no DNA. As far as she's concerned, Richard Cohen is not her brother. She doesn't have any biological proof to give anybody. If Richard Cohen people continue to attack her, that she will retaliate. It's getting interesting. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Samajo.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Samajo, this is Mohammed Dondo Fufana Jr. But I come from the Japan Seawell. Samajo, Sir Joseph, we don't have to, dignify Sir Joseph on this beautiful platform.
But who is dignifying? Who is dignifying him?
Yeah, because we just talking about Sir Joseph. He
Oh, come on, man. We talk about we as reaction, then you say dignify. But you mean you dignifying the man because you're talking about him?
Yeah, because President, we have come and demystify his life and other
The emphasis is on we as reaction.
And we can even think on Sir Joseph. So if I listen to Sir Joseph, I say this guy, President, well, make this guy, and this guy is saying shocking that it's so bad for me. And logically, President, we came on and say what he has done for this guy. So this guy, he's meaningless to our society. Thank you.
Let's go to this women's line. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you know what happened? That's why you said, man, that I don't know where it's new to. The method that he must explain to us. Even down to the cars I get, that you are the one recommending him. Kino you are the recommend him. The Buddha car. Yeah, when he said it, then you are saying, and you're here for a more than I don't want talking to you. So, as you say, it's not a good name. But the people that when you get according to group, they say the palm tree, and some people can pick it. They can put one, then they go pick the mushroom that on it. That's how you say. But that man that married to his own sister, according to him, we want to know what other his own sister.
The man married to his sister?
That's what he said. And he said he married to his sister. I said, we want to know what other his sister. Because the speaker say he married to his sister, according to him. But we want to know, because they were married by people. They were married by people. So because of that certificate, yes or liar. When you born so, you kick and lay, you rent for ficate for you. Then they say, you know, like we want to spoil our country. To can't do all kinds of wickedness, burning our capital building, putting iron gate there. That man is a wicked man. Yes, indeed. The boss says she came from Nigeria, but she was speaking like a Liberia woman. So all we know, the speaker is a bad man.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello. Good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is A.B. Kali. I'm calling you from Cornwall Bridge. You see, the speaker, Rachel Queen, why you can't address the issue? Be a chairman of the whole Republic of Liberia. You don't think it's sending bad image for our country? There's a government running a chairman in the country. That kind of thing behind you, you don't want to address the issue. Why is he not speaking to that issue, Sir Andrew?
Good question. You need to ask him that.
And people from the ruling establishment, they're not speaking out, they remain mute.
Because it is not an opposition person. If it was an opposition person, all of Unity Party people were going to hang on it 24/7, run with it.
Of course, Sir Andrew, it is bad for this country. These are the kind of people that are running our government. Is that the kind of strong government are they running? Or tell me in the country, see the kind of thing that they have, Rachel Queen. They are not addressing the issue. It's very, very bad, Sir Andrew. It's a sign of bad governance. Okay? It's not promoting good governance, Sir Andrew. It's a shame on the part of the speaker. You should address this. They should stop what they are doing. Okay, it's very, very bad. And the issue ambassador here, as you were saying, St. Andrew, the church, the purpose to issue in the society. It's not only religion matter, okay? Even our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If you follow Jesus Christ during your days, Jesus spoke against the ill in society. Not only about preaching the gospel, no. That's why they know that to speak against the ill. You don't want to speak on the pulpit. When we're there when they were doing all these things right? Because we have the right.
All right.
If you see that things in society are not going right, you have the right to speak against the ill in society.
All right,
Okay?
Ibi Kali.
Thank you for following the time, my brother.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mom. We're calling from State Street. Yes, Sandra, my attention brought to the Nigerian speaker. Why he continued to deny and the woman saying that he and Daran, they are not related. Then he continued up.
Nigeria speaker?
Yeah, Cool.
We get Nigeria speaker in this country?
Yeah, Cool and Nigeria, man, according to the who was. Then he said that his sister, that means his sister, no, he too good. So he is not speaker over Liberia. How he is.
So you believe that he is a Nigerian, eh?
I believe it. If his own sister can say so because he said that his sister. And now I call for Sandra. I love my gospel. My phone spot is the one yesterday. I felt bad when I was in service yesterday. I was feeling bad. I didn't even know the stuff is fair. I pray to get food. Fernando Sunday, yeah. I really felt Pastor Andrew. One Sunday when I missed it, that something lost from me.
Yeah, but get
So
one.
I really learning on it.
Get a small radio. Get on small radio. Don't be relying on the phone. The phone can give her anytime. You get on small radio. You just keep it on King's FM. 8.5, just there. Yeah?
Yes, Andrew.
Okay.
All I want our money now in wonderful.
But you get phone. You can get radio.
I got radio on my phone. I get news to Andrew.
Okay. Well. All right.
Okay.
Hello.
St. Andrew.
Yeah.
This is Kwabo Cheme. I'm Cheme Peter Star. I join you from Stockholm, the chauffeur. Mr. Andrew, thank you for your conversation this afternoon. They are all on point. But let me just begin with the issue that has to do with regime speaker. Regime speaker, although you propose to be regime speaker and you were born to occupy our seat of speakership in Liberia, making it to be the third most powerful man in Liberia. Now we're saying that seat, they got a lot of responsibility attached to it. There are certain things that will not be done when you are speaker. There are certain things that should not be said about you. In this case, regime speaker, we are not like the Joseph Boakai-led administration that gave people due process. Regime speaker, we want you to clear your name because there are a lot of allegations in the air. For instance, somebody said you belong to a 9-year-old girl. That, is making you to be an alleged pedophile. So a pedophile should not be the speaker of my nation Liberia. And let me just say this for the record, the TC lawmakers. Some of you are like Sir Joseph, you are still in this guy. There are still some remaining of Sir Joseph and Thomas Fala in our house. So if you don't want to lose the 2029 election, lawmakers who are purported to be citizens, some of you are enemy in the guy. Will you please run with the issue? You have no right for removing from a takeover. Now the issue has unveiled itself. This man is allegedly a pedophile. This man is claiming he himself for his own mom. He said he had inside marriage. Inside marriage is a third-degree felony in our constitution. That's a crime. You can go to jail for 10 years or you can be fired for that. So the man is calling somebody that purporting to be a wife, that even showing documents that they are married. He refers to the person as his sister. That is a crime on our law.
So if you guys want to be in good book with us, 2029, please try to lead the process of impeaching the regime because we die with him. He disgraces us. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, General.
Yeah, let's hear you.
This is Babe calling. General.
You on the air.
You know anything that happening, you forget about the people. If they want to do, they will not get in power. They will go all the corner. We will not give them chance. This time around, when we see one UP man, four citizens will mark in. That's how we do now. All over the world. All over the world. All around. So a lot of people in China say, they are talking about there and will grab all of them. And what they eat, when not able to eat, they will vomit in. Thank you.
Hello? Yeah.
God bless you, my son. Doctor, on the line with you.
Yeah, no, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the show. No, let's say thanks to George. Yeah, let's say God bless George for coming back. Yeah, go come on here. Always go and come. Always come on George. Yeah. They want to see we are. They will see him by full by fire. They will see we are. And when he come, when he talk, when he come, we are respond to that talk. I don't know. But when you the phone, we get time for the moment. What are you loud? We are going. When I said you get time for it, nobody can believe you. Even child are born today, they will not believe you. It just take the fool to believe you and say, oh, what is messing like you? But people that can understand and know between the line, between you and we are. They will not say you lying. Even the child are born today, they can't believe like what you saying that too. So say when I say we are government and security the other government, then it's not true. You're not saying the truth. Nobody can believe you. You can't do that to the country. You want to go, you go, but not lie. And to the issue is, they pull, they turn in my brother. Look, them argue that woman, I roll, me are saying it. Whether they like it or not. What people that in the government, they are criminals. Pull that roll, they see a woman, man, this is that roll. You sell them all that years. You agree to marry your brother to the starter, and so they coming back, you say, you want to put in that vote. And that made no sense to me. So if I was you ambassador closer to all, you take note. So that man enter.
Wait, that's a man, sister?
No, but so woman. And the man said here conference and my son the issue of me. Now go to court because listen to him on the show they play his voice. Is that my son? You inside and respond to the woman say my son the issue of me. Now go to court so much when they post saying that your son said I sister and I put you my sister. And when you are going in there, therefore starter. You see, who said for starter? You want your son in there? Yeah, they starter in America to go. You and father to go there, and then you come to tell us, say, oh, the men are Nigerian. For me, I get time for that. Me, I say that woman. She's not clear. Who not clear? Oh, let me see. They are sisters and seven. They are low. Yeah. America, when that woman enter, arrest her and deport her back.
But that is why that is why Kun has to explain himself. He has to give his own side of the story. It's not just saying that she's my sister.
No, my brother. No matter what there is, when I'm married, I know to the go over there, married, everyone there. Ma, when I'm there, just about to see a man. So she was to go away, married, they will not know. So they will come down and they go and they go to the court. But in a true way, because they want to say, I'm related to you, and they make it, and we boy say, oh, I sister, came into court, you my sister, if I get issue with you, came into court, and the when Nigeria say that cool sister, so who believe in that, so they go to court. But it's our people and when I want to go to America to take it less.
But what I want get to do with code now, doctor.
Yeah,
My sister, what I want get to do with code. The woman said they marry. If Rachel couldn't know that not true, he'd say they're letting you explain that ain't true. Why am I go to court or go to DNA, go do DNA? Stop making the thing hard.
Why she running for DNA now?
No, but they're not the woman calling for DNA. The man said that his sister. He said the woman will go to court.
And when it's born, they say that my child goes to DNA. So we let know they blow you let me later. Let know they blow enough for they blow. But you are not for all of me calling all the water in that boy. Let us do it. The other boy, people, if I say you're not born. And you're married, so let's know.
Yeah, but maybe the time to go, they got together now. Dada, Mazizi, there are no way to make baby.
Oh, she posted me inside the room.
I know that one, but she
She posted me in the room. She said, "Baby."
no, but they asked her. They asked her on the show. They asked her. They asked her. They asked her. You and Rachel couldn't get child or children. She said no. She said. Then they asked her again. They say you and Rachel couldn't have sex. She lied. She lied. Then she said, what kind of man and woman married? They will not have sex.
They will not have sex. So let's say okay now, my brother. Let them go to the theater. And then woman are roll. Let's go and they go and they're going to be photo.
No, but Kunya with us. Kun that our speaker. So giving the position now, he has to explain. So what high in I wonder now?
Let them go tell what happening. Whether was saying the two or who saying the two, that one no. He want to say the two, but to know let him reserve over there. That one man for two. He knows a decent man. A cool man, he's decent man. Let him reserve.
All right, doctor.
Let him reserve. But he can say, oh, I said if you don't go to court, it made no sense. No sense. They made anybody post again about oh, you want break cool now.
All right, doctor. All right.
Everybody want break cool now. You want go after cool.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Andrew. How you doing?
Fine.
You know, this whole issue is the legislative branch of this government is in the pocket of the executive, and so the legislative branch is not neutral, it's not independent, so they can do anything that they want. The president want them to do. Regarding something, I want to buttress the issue of Marcy. Because if the woman knows that, the two of them were have married legally in the court, then let her go to court for divorce. Put in that for divorce. For Thomas Fowler, it was the sedition was calling T5. It was number 5 Rook. I think Unity Party people that he went to. So if he said he was not secured as a business. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, I did a matter say.
Yesterday,
I go to 7. My son, I get free share. He said some minutes was text me yesterday. My friend, I said I want for nothing. I will pray for you. Nobody will hire. What your e-press? It's just a job, you'll be e-press. Now, that's it, that e-press. Who buy you? That's it, my yesterday. There is Catholic issue. The other man will tell us, oh, yeah, they get up for 1 man, walker. All that I entered door. All that I father, you just said I'm a sister. Which are the sister now? Which are the sister? That is family that you to come up. The family, 2 both families. Your family
the more say her pa and man in America.
Yes. The why is saying that? Why is saying? Oh, yeah. They put a liar. Yeah.
Oh.
That all the medicine they can do a liar to point up your baby there is keep watching that there.
So cool a liar, eh?
The liar.
So then the woman I want now.
The want to. That's what they want to. How to pass the who are married. I bet 2 who are married.
No.
All right, they want to figure out document. What cool document? Yeah. So we can move for that hour and pay out. And we'll get out for the go and I will read. It's that Nigeria man. Thank you.
Oh, that Nigeria man? Hey, the honorable speaker. Hello.
But why Rachel not speaking? So you want to tell me Rachel is a bobo now? Why is Rachel not speaking?
And why
are you telling me that Rachel is a bobo now, nigga?
And why are you not calling your name?
They know the board of Sabu Rasta, the name remain constant.
The next time you call your name.
This to you, right? You and President Weah, you are not securing President Weah government because President Weah is not a criminal. You are the law, you are law, you are thief. Hey, I'm coming back when you were, I'm coming back when I went at the I'm coming back. Use the law, better use the law. And you know President Weah is not aware. And you will not force President Weah government. You will not be people President Weah because you will make a rated president. You didn't go around over stealing now you secure. Because you need a government that full of go the criminals. But I'm coming back for you. Say my time, I'm coming back. Sabu Rasta, coming back. Thank you.
Okay, let's take the last one from the women's line, then we off. Almost time. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, fine. Thank God. And you?
Yeah, this is Smile. You know, we're calling from Central. When Andy, let me say, I just I get one thing saying like that too. I say we're looking at that one thing that in other. That one John we are taking from refugee care. I say making big more. And you bought what we are too. We are getting answer on Facebook. And you hear it. We are answering, we are not small, but all of them are doing nothing, so we are going to pay them for it. They will get it paid. They will get it paid. So money conscious. So money people, money. That money they want. And what they do nothing. I bet people when they're not in power, they will run from that government and can't run it back to here. So when we are get to carry this, with all their manos here, I mean with all where is that Joseph? We carry, yeah, we still be there. Look, they're not there. But still, when they say something coming happy, look at the party headquarters. No, I was looking, they were there. Yes, if I were there, they were there. But that we are going with saving. Hey, started seeing them already. That other criminal speaker, what for a third speaker regime, speaker, they both will come on Saturday, coming on Sana. The few way you did a crook deal to get a speaker job, and the few way the crook see it was grabbing. All of them, they are going to see all of them, they both getting us one by one, they won't put in a ball us. So I tell you, thank you. I thank you for your preaching yesterday. That's God bless you and guide you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Bless God and all glory to all credit to Kings 88.5. Okay. You did extremely well. Your spice up. It couldn't have been better without you people. Great. Let's keep it up. We are getting closer. 2029 is not far close. Don't think that 2029 is far. 2023 off, 2024 off, 2025 about to go off, and then 2026, then 4 years. 4 years, not long. Donald Trump has 4 years as per the American Constitution. So he's not resting, working 24/7 because 4 years is short. By the time you complete the term of the first of 4 years, that's 3, nothing there again. Yes. Yeah, Rita. Rita say, please announce the basket, yeah, Sam Andrews. Yeah, the same way. Ritos. Yeah, Rita is just saying the basket too. Thank you, yeah. Thank you for the support. Yeah. Thank you. Reach out to our behalf, Rita. 0555 885 885. That's the send wave. 0555 885 885. The orange number, local mobile money number 0777 017 885. 0777 017 885. The send wave 0555 885 885. The local mobile money number 0777 017 885. So 27 minutes, we've got few minutes to go. The African Cup of Nations, so interesting, great games. We watched a competitive match last night between Ivory Coast and Cameroon. For long, I've not seen Cameroon play that way. Oh no! When Cameroon was playing, I thought it was FC Barcelona. You could see a tiki-taka, maturity, classical play. Yeah, I enjoy Cameroon. I went for Cameroon. I went for Cameroon because of Samuel Eto'o, my former Barcelona player, one who did so well for us, won several crucial games for us, the Champions League, La Liga, Super Cup, the King's Cup. So I went for Ivory Coast. Additionally, Frank Kessié, former FC Barcelona, wherever, any team I see Barcelona former player are there. I don't go for Ivory Coast. The Real Madrid, Chelsea people then went for Ivory Coast because of Didier Drogba and other players. And I was not even looking at it from any regional perspective that Ivory Coast is close to us. They did XYZ for us during the war. They helped us some kind of way. I was not looking at it as I look at it from my Barcelona perspective. Samuel Eto'o, Frank Kessié there. No, Kessié, no. Yeah, Kessié for Ivory Coast. Yeah. Samuel Eto'o and Cameroon. Yeah, even though Kessié played for us, he played for Ivory Coast, but I went for Cameroon because of Samuel Eto'o. You know what my namesake here. Okay, man. That's all the time we've got to be with you on this first a full week ahead of us. We've got just under 3 days for 2026 or to get into another season, another area of 2026. Today is the 29th, tomorrow the 30th, and then Wednesday the 31st, Thursday, January 1, new season. Thank you all. That's all the time we've got. La Liga returns this weekend. Yeah, I think this weekend, FC Barcelona be going against Espanyol. Yeah, we are in form. We are in good shape. We will defeat Espanyol. We're about to enter the second phase. The second phase of La Liga, Real Madrid will lose 5 to 6 games, and they will draw about the same number, 5 to 6. And FC Barcelona will go on to win their games. And then La Liga is over. The trophy is handed to FC Barcelona, the world's greatest. I see you. The news is on at 6. Join us for that. King's Newsroom at 6. And then 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Pello Johnson are in with CDC Hour. And then at 8 o'clock, the teacher, the evangelist, the light, the evangelist, the Anthony at Law, A.B. Will, with Face the Issues. And face the issues tonight brings on one of Liberia's scholars, 12A12, will be live. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a very interesting show at 8 this evening. Face the issues with the doctor himself. Until then, This is how we go home. If God permits, we're back tomorrow.
All the way, they brought yellow my ship. They break it down. They was clapping their hands. They was stealing things. They was cursing my. Oh, what a happy day.